Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a closer look at something super common, maybe even a bit overlooked. We're talking apples.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone knows that saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Right.
But for a long time, I think we all sort of treated that as, well, just a nice little phrase, maybe folklore.
Mm-hmm.
But the sources we dug into, this really comprehensive wellness guide focusing on natural approaches, they make it clear. It's definitely not just folklore.
So the sources frame the apple as nature's sweet medicine. And our goal here really is to quickly pull out the key bits of knowledge. How does this simple fruit actually support health, inside and out?
Exactly. This deep dive is about getting behind that saying. What's the mechanism? An apple isn't just, tasty water and fiber. It's actually this incredibly well-designed package of essential vitamins, antioxidants, polyphenols, and specific fibers that genuinely impact, well, almost every major system in the body.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Where should we start? I guess where all good health really kicks off,
Yeah.
the gut. The sources seem to put a lot of weight on how the apple works from the inside first.
That's spot on. Yeah. The first big area is gut health, and that comes down to the apple's pectin content, lots of it.
Pectin. Okay, soluble fiber.
Right. And it's a fantastic prebiotic.
Now, most people hear prebiotic and think, okay, food for good gut bacteria.
Mm.
But what's special about apple pectin? What does it do in the microbiome that the sources highlight?
Well, they get pretty specific. When that pectin travels down to your colon, the beneficial bacteria there, they ferment it.
Okay.
And this fermentation process creates something called short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs.
SCFA.
And the really crucial one is butyrate. Butyrate is like the primary fuel for the cells that line your colon. It literally feeds the gut lining.
Wow, okay. So eating an apple isn't just about balancing bacteria numbers. It's actually fueling the structure of the colon wall itself,
Yeah.
which then boosts nutrient absorption, helps the immune system. That's a pretty profound starting point.
It really is. And what's fascinating is that these benefits, they don't just stay in the gut. The next big job these apple compounds tackle is protecting, well, the heart.
Okay. Cardiovascular. So when we talk heart health, the sources seem to zoom in on two main antioxidants, quercetin and flavonoids. For anyone listening who isn't familiar, how should we think about these?
So think of quercetin as a really potent plant pigment. It's a type of polyphenol. You find a lot of it actually in the apple skin.
In the skin.
Yeah. And its structure makes it exceptionally good at neutralizing free radicals. It reduces oxidative stress, specifically within the cardiovascular system.
And what does that translate to, practically speaking? Like for our health day to day?
It means protection. The sources emphasize that regular intake helps stop LDL, that's the bad cholesterol, from oxidizing, because oxidized LDL is what really starts contributing to plaque buildup in the arteries. So by preventing that, apples help keep blood vessels more flexible, they can help lower blood pressure a bit, basically significantly reducing cardiovascular risk over time.
That's the kind of detail we're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly to metabolic stability. Apples are sweet, right? So you might think sugar spike. But our sources argue, actually, no.
Do argue the opposite, yeah. And this is where that high fiber content does double duty. First, that soluble fiber, the pectin we talked about, it forms this kind of gel in your digestive tract.
Okay.
And that gel physically slows down how quickly the natural fruit sugars get absorbed into your bloodstream.
So it smooths out the energy curve, no big highs, no sudden crashes later.
Exactly that. For you, the listener, that means more balanced, sustained energy. And second, you've got the combo of high fiber and high water content that really promotes satiety, feeling full.
Right. You feel fuller, faster, and for longer.
Precisely, which makes the apple a fantastic low-calorie snack if you're managing weight. It satisfies that sweet craving naturally without derailing your metabolic goals.
Well, we've hit gut, heart, metabolism. I'm curious, do the sources mention how, cooking an apple affects these benefits? If I bake it, do I lose all that good stuff?
That's a really important question, and the guide does touch on it. So yes, some of the vitamin C content will decrease with heat. That's typical.
Okay.
But the polyphenols, like quercetin, they're generally quite heat stable. And actually, baking can sometimes make the pectin a little bit more available to the body.
Oh, interesting.
So you might trade off a little bit of the fresh vitamin C, but those core gut and cardiovascular benefits, they largely stay intact, which is great news.
That is great news,
Oh,
especially
okay.
thinking about some of the recipes later.
Yeah.
Okay, shifting now from sort of maintenance to defense. Immunity.
Right. Immunity gets a boost. partly from the vitamin C in apples, which we know helps strengthen the immune system's initial response to things like colds and infections.
Standard vitamin C benefit.
Yeah. But also, remember what we said about the gut? That robust gut health fueled by pectin. Well, something like 70% of your immune system is actually located in your gut.
Oh, okay. So the apple supports immunity on two fronts then,
Exactly. It's that inside-out effect again.
which leads us perfectly to the out part, the external benefits. Skin health. The same antioxidants doing good work for the heart, they also help our skin.
Precisely. Those natural antioxidants, plus the hydration from the apple, they nourish the skin from within. They help protect your skin cells from environmental damage, pollution, UV rays, that sort of thing.
And that protection is what contributes to that sort of youthful glow they talk about.
That's the idea, yeah. Less damage, healthier cells, better appearance.
Okay, now here's where I thought it got really interesting. The sources move from just eating apples for internal wellness to actually using them topically.
Yeah.
Like active beauty care.
Yes, it shows how some of that traditional wisdom, maybe things our grandparents did, actually had a basis in, well, observable effects, like the apple skin brightening toner they detail.
Tell us about that one. What's in it? How does it work?
Super simple, actually. It's just freshly pressed apple juice using those natural, gentle fruit acids mixed with some rose water for soothing and a little bit of witch hazel.
Witch hazel, okay, for astringency.
Exactly. The guide suggests keeping it cool, maybe in the fridge, and using it after cleansing. The fruit acids provide mild exfoliation, the witch hazel tightens pores a bit, and together they can help promote a more even skin tone naturally.
And for making skin feel softer, there was another really simple mask recipe.
Oh, yeah, the apple honey face mask.
Yeah.
Literally just 2 ingredients, grated apple and some raw honey.
That's it.
That's it. Mix them up, apply for about 15 minutes. The enzymes in the apple give a gentle exfoliation, and honey is, a fantastic natural humectant. It draws moisture to the skin. Simple, effective. Proof you don't always need expensive, complex stuff.
A lot of these sources kind of validate these easy home remedies, explaining the why behind them. Okay, so if we move from skin, what about hair? There's something about apple cider vinegar.
Ah, yes, the ACV hair rinse. This is a classic. And the ACV is basically concentrated apple goodness, right?
Right.
The formula they give is straightforward. About 2 tablespoons of ACV mixed into 1 cup of water. You can add a drop of lavender oil if you want for scent, but it's optional.
And the science behind why this works so well, it's not just folklore either.
No, it was basic chemistry, actually. It's all about pH balance. Most shampoos tend to be slightly alkaline, and that alkalinity causes the outer layer of your hair, the cuticle, to kind of lift up and swell. ACV being acidic, when you use it as a final rinse after shampooing, it helps bring the scalp and hair shaft back down to their natural, slightly acidic pH.
And sealing that cuticle is the key.
Exactly. A smooth, sealed cuticle reflects light better. That's where the shine comes from. It also helps lock in moisture and can reduce frizz and tangles. Simple science, simple ingredients.
Amazing. Okay, so we've got the internal chemistry, the topical applications. Let's bring it back to eating. The guide included some practical recipes, right? Designed to incorporate these benefits daily.
Yeah, they moved from the theory to, okay, how do you actually use this knowledge? These aren't just random recipes. They're specifically designed to leverage the health benefits we've been discussing.
Good. So moving from the abstract to the kitchen, tell us about the apple cinnamon oatmeal.
Right, so this one is positioned as a warm, immune-boosting breakfast. You basically just dice up an apple, cook it with your rolled oats, some milk or water, and cinnamon.
Cinnamon's a nice touch.
It is, and the sources point out it's not just for flavor. Cinnamon itself is known to help with metabolic balance, so it actually reinforces the apple's own blood sugar stabilizing effects. Double win.
Nice. Okay, and for lunch, if you want to get those heart benefits, there was a dressing.
The apple cider vinaigrette, yeah. This one combines ACV, a touch of honey or maple syrup, olive oil, which is great for heart health itself, that monounsaturated fat, and a bit of Dijon mustard.
Sounds tangy.
It is. And it uses both the ACV and the olive oil to give you that double dose of cardiovascular support. Turns your salad into something genuinely protective for your heart.
Love that. And finally, everyone needs a treat sometimes. They had a healthier dessert option, right? Baked apples.
Yes, the baked cinnamon apples. Simple again. Core some apples, maybe slice them. Mix with cinnamon, maybe a touch of coconut oil or butter, a little sweetener like honey if you like. and bake until they're tender.
And like you said earlier, the baking doesn't destroy everything.
Right. You lose some vitamin C, but you keep the fiber, you keep most of the antioxidants, and the baking actually concentrates them a bit. The sources frame this as a really satisfying, antioxidant-rich dessert. You get that comforting apple pie flavor, kind of, but without the heavy crust and sugar, and the cinnamon adds that metabolic bonus again.
So we started this deep dive asking if an apple a day was just, an old wives' tale. But after digging into the sources, breaking down the pectin, the quercetin, the pH balancing, it's really clear. An apple is way more than just a simple fruit. It's a genuine wellness tool.
It really supports the body holistically, doesn't it? From fueling the gut microbiome very specifically, helping regulate heart function, all the way out to, yeah, making your hair shine and your skin look brighter. If we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
what we're seeing is that the sources really confirm that a lot of traditional wisdom was based on real observable chemistry that works. This everyday fruit is like a little accessible medicine cabinet.
That's a great way to put it. The sources had a nice motto, too, something like harvesting wellness, one herb and apple at a time.
That's the one.
And our goal was to kind of harvest that knowledge quickly for you, the listener.
Yeah,
By looking at the why behind it all, I think we've added that deeper layer of understanding.
I think so too. It's pretty compelling stuff.
Okay, so here's a final thought to maybe chew on, pardon the pun. Given everything we've discussed, how this incredibly simple, affordable, available thing, the apple, is proven to support heart, gut, skin, metabolism, what does that suggest about the power hiding in other simple, natural resources all around us? Things we might easily overlook because we're chasing, the next complex or expensive wellness trend. Maybe think about the potent knowledge packed inside that simple apple skin the next time you reach for one.